I grew up so poor, I learned to fake not being hungry so my friends could eat. Years later, I found out one of them had been doing the same thing for me. I was 8 years old the first time I understood what hunger really meant. Not the kind you feel before dinner, but the kind you learn to hide. My mum had a look, not the kind mothers give when you're in trouble. This one was quieter, more desperate. It would flash across her face the moment an extra kid walked through our front door around dinner time, a quick dart of the eyes toward the stove, a barely visible tightening of her jaw. I became fluent in that look before I even knew what I was reading. We didn't have much. Most nights, what sat on that stovetop was carefully measured, enough for 3, sometimes barely that. So I became the family's unofficial problem solver, the kid who stretched dinners without anyone knowing that's what I was doing. My move was always the same. The second I caught my mum's look, I'd casually redirect the room. Let's eat in the living room tonight, I'd say, like it was a fun idea that just occurred to me. Then, while she plated the food in the kitchen, I'd take the smallest portion and pocket every excuse I might need. I had a huge snack after school. I'm honestly not that hungry. Don't worry about me. I'd eat slowly, deliberately, tiny forkfuls, long pauses, stories I'd stretch out just to fill the silence between bites. Meanwhile, my stomach would quietly eat itself, and I'd smile through it like nothing was happening. I got good at it, too good. Then there was the night Jake came over unannounced. We had spaghetti, barely enough for 3 people, and now there were 4 of us at the table. I ran the whole routine without missing a beat, took the smallest plate, launched into a story about something that happened at school, laughed too loud at my own punchline. Halfway through dinner, I noticed Jake had gone quiet. He was looking at my plate, nearly empty, while everyone else still had food. His brow creased for just a second. Then he reached over and scraped half of what remained on his plate onto mine. My mum always makes too much, he muttered, already looking away. I can never finish it all. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. There was something in the way he said it, not making eye contact, voice kept deliberately casual, that I recognized immediately. He wasn't being generous in the way kids brag about being generous. He was being careful, practiced. He knew the look. He'd learned the same trick from a different kitchen. We never talked about it, not once. But the following week, Jake showed up at our door with a grocery bag tucked under his arm. My mum made me bring this, he said with a shrug, like it was an inconvenience. Said we had too much of this stuff. Inside, a box of pasta, a jar of sauce, a loaf of bread. It happened again the week after that. Different items, same story about his mum. I never called him out on it. I just helped carry the bag inside. That went on for the rest of the year. I didn't think about it much after we graduated high school and went our separate ways. Life got louder, and some memories get buried under all of it. Then, freshman year of college, I spotted Jake across the dining hall. He was sitting with a classmate I vaguely recognized, a quiet girl who always seemed to eat the same small meal at the same corner table. I watched Jake laugh at something she said, and then, without any fanfare, without any announcement, he slid half his tray across the table toward her. The same motion, the same casual tilt of the head, the same careful indifference masking everything underneath. I sat there holding my tray and felt something crack open in my chest. Some things you learn when you grow up without enough. How to make yourself smaller. How to lie with a smile. How to give without letting anyone see you do it. I used to think those were survival skills we'd eventually outgrow, but Jake never did, and honestly, I don't think I want to either.